Today's show is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo. Apply today to become a member and immediately be connected with the advertisers that fit your audience. That's Podgo at podgo.co. Podgo. That's where the pods go.
Hello and welcome to the Infectious Groove Podcast, part of the Odd Pods Media Network. Recorded at the 33 1/3 Music Appreciation Center in Speakeasy, located just outside of Detroit, Michigan. The Infectious Groove Podcast is your source for jammy jams, music news, and the best in-depth music discussion. Thanks for joining us. Now here are your hosts.
Hello, and welcome to a special edition of the Infectious Groove Podcast, where it's somebody's birthday.
Almost birthday.
No, yeah, well, it's a day early, but by the time this airs,
this will be post-birthday.
she will already be a whole year older.
What are you, 45? Is that where we're going?
Yeah. Somewhere around there. Yeah. Hey, do you remember when I finally drug you to see Steven Tyler, and you had a really good time at his concert?
Vaguely.
Yeah, he sent something along for you.
Happy birthday to you.
Just for me?
Yeah, it's just for you. I wanted to do the whole thing, but I don't want to get caught up on copyright.
Yes, the birthday song.
But it doesn't get any better. Like, he's more drunk as it goes on. And, like, you know how crowds on live albums are always behind?
Yeah.
Like, the crowd's, like, on time and Steven Tyler's behind. But yeah, he sent that along. He said, he said you look great for 50.
No, thanks. I have to change. If I'm 50 and having a baby,
Yeah.
something else wrong.
It's possible.
I need to change my text tone to that Beatles
Oh, yeah.
Birthday song.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that always your thing?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was delightful when I lived with you.
It's the one day a year I turn the sound on my phone.
Yeah, I know.
It literally is.
So, anyways, welcome to a birthday edition of the Infectious Groove Podcast. And Kyle got Michelle quite a present for her birthday. He got her an album review. We are going to review.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. In the second half of the show, we're going to review Miguel's 2017 album, War and Leisure, or Leisure, depending on how uppity you are.
Very.
Yeah, extremely.
Yeah. Pinky's up.
So, anyways, in a little bit of news for us, as always, we had a new YouTube video come out this week, and I did not a review per se, but just kind of a look at the Mobile Fidelity one-step pressing of Simon & Garfunkel's Bridge Over Troubled Water album. And it's one of those albums that this particular pressing of it, like at face value, costs $125.
Like that's how much it costs, like brand new.
Yeah, like
from the
just
store?
straight out of the store.
Okay.
Before you worry about markup, which they're extremely limited. So now if you go try and find one now, they're like insanely
$1 billion?
priced. Yeah. I think they go for $1 billion. Yeah. And so anyways, I did a review on it of sorts, and Mobile Fidelity shared it on their Facebook page, which I thought was awesome. So
That
it
is
was one of those
awesome.
things where like I clicked on YouTube and I saw that the views jumped like a whole lot. And I was like, well,
what the hell's going on here?
Someone has shared this somewhere, so I went and looked at their page and there it was. So, and going forward, starting the week that everyone is listening to this episode, we are going to have 2 videos every week now, which is awesome. So we will have one on Thursday and one on Saturday every single week.
Whoa.
And we're over 500 subscribers on the channel now, which is awesome.
That's a lot of work for you to have to create all those accounts.
It sure is. Yeah, and you know what else is a lot of work? Doing all the videos by myself.
That is a lot of work.
That is also a lot of work. So anyways, but we have a whole ton of videos in the can right now, which is awesome. And then whenever the baby arrives, then we can get you involved in some videos.
You're going to put the baby in the video?
Yes. That's how we're going to get people to watch. We're going to be like, check the baby out.
The baby reveal.
Last week, Michelle, any idea what we talked about last week?
Jesus Christ, man.
Hold on.
I usually take these long pauses out, but I kind of want to leave this
you
one
can
in.
hear it. You can hear it happening. It's almost like...
Last week.
Oh, boy.
I literally don't know.
Sweet. Well, we have a bunch of feedback to share on last week's topic.
Oh, snobbery.
And
wow, there we go.
And the feedback started with, I ran a Twitter poll that said, do you consider yourself a music snob?
Oh, boy.
And I gave the options, yep, nope, and it's complicated comment. And it broke down this way. 24% said yep, 63% said nope, most of you are lying. And 13% said it's complicated, and boy, was that a vocal group. The people who were said it was complicated.
It is complicated.
Yes.
It is complicated.
So this one did not come from Twitter, though. This came from Facebook. Our friend Nick Fowler, who runs the Vinyl Den Facebook Vinyl Group and the Vinyl Den YouTube channel, said, I am probably more in line with Kyle when it comes to music snobbery. I don't think I've been a music snob on too many occasions, but when it comes to specific bands or genres, Pink Floyd probably being the exception, which a lot of us Pink Floyd fans are like that. We get real snobby about Floyd real quick. So
You do?
I identify. I stand with Nick as far as Pink Floyd goes. But it's more of a snobbery when people have very narrow music interests or when people don't listen to music at all. I grew up listening to artists of all sorts of different music, and even the stuff I'm not a big fan of, I can still appreciate the musicianship. I always find it odd when someone only listens to a specific genre or only 3 or 4 bands or artists. Love the show. Keep up the great work. So we appreciate that from Nick. And then one of the best comments we got this week was short and sweet that said, I feel like this episode is a result of you talking to my wife. We got that this week. We got another story, which was great. For years, I worked in a record shop, and I was very much a music snob. Now that I'm older, I make an effort not to be, and it's a much nicer trait. I do think of guilty pleasures, and some people get snobby about that because I know obscure stuff that most people don't, and I feel like I know what a proper artist is. Wait, no, I'm an asshole.
Yeah, see?
Very long-winded way of working through that, and I feel like that person probably is one of the persons that clicked no. And then worked through it and was like, no, wait, I am an asshole. This is one of my favorite replies, and it came from the Love is Black podcast. So the question is, do you consider yourself a music snob? The answer is all day, every day. All day.
With pride?
Yeah, all day, every day. Music is trash right now. Kids I'm raising haven't heard of a good, great, complete album, which I totally agree with.
Fix it, man.
The I Had to Say It podcast wrote us and said, I said yes because it's like being an alcoholic. You can always be recovering and non-practicing, but it'll always be there. I say I'm recovering, and that's how I feel too. It's like I get the urges. I was driving along today, and Creed came on 90s on 9, and I just wanted to pull up to cars at the lights and be like, you didn't like this, did you? Like,
it happens to me too when someone will say something. I'm like, oh God, you're a fucking idiot. Like,
wait, is it just about music or just about anything?
A lot of things, but music is a big one.
So we had another piece of feedback here that said, yes, the word snob seems harsh, though. I have strong opinions on music. Definitely not down with current popular music for the most part. So wait, no, yes, I guess I'm a snob. So I love that these comments as people keep, I just love that these comments are people keep working through their issues and realizing that, yes, they're a snob at the end. Let's see here. We had a Friends Talking Nerdy podcast, who I haven't had a chance to listen to yet, but we should, says, there's room for music and everything. When you start being a gatekeeping asshole, you just make the experience miserable for everyone else.
That is true.
I will gatekeep whatever I want from whoever.
You'll ruin whatever party you want.
Yeah. We have some feedback on that. Here's some feedback specific to Kyle. Says, I'm not kidding right now. I had to pause the Infectious Groove podcast so I could go listen to the whole Kissland album by the weekend because my curiosity was killing me. So then I said, well, what did you think about that album? And they said, Kissland is great. I enjoyed it very much and can't wait to make my boyfriend listen to it with me.
Yeah.
So you're affecting everyone else now.
Mission accomplished.
Yep. I have to assume now the Weeknd's considered a successful artist in music. Now that he's had the Kyle bump. Like prior to that, people were like, oh,
they probably just gave him a Grammy.
Yeah, but now that he's got the Kyle bump, I got to assume, let's see here. We had the Spy Hards podcast. They're from the UK, and they've been very supportive of us. They said it's complicated. I'm inwardly snobby, not outwardly. I judge people for their choices, but never actually give them feedback. So
that's my life, man.
Yeah. Just in general.
For everything. I can't help it.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Sometimes it slips out.
I'm aware. Yeah, and sometimes even on the show.
What?
Yeah.
You take those parts out, right?
Well,
you totally edit them?
Yeah, I put them in their own special bonus episode every week. So we had listener, Trevor said, my 5 years at Harmony House didn't help my case, but I learned to be cordial to customers. Case in point, it's 1997 and this lady comes up to me and asks me if Celine Dion's Falling Into You is any good. Keep in mind, I'm in combat boots, shiny black vinyl pants, black shirt, black fingernail polish, and purple hair. I tell her as nicely as possible that a lot of people have bought it, which I love. That seemed to be good enough. What I wanted to say was, do I look like I would like that? But cooler heads prevailed. So That's nice. We had Jamie Porter, who has always got good feedback for us. He says, my music snob confession is I am unable to control myself when my wife gets a lyric wrong. I must correct her. She yelled at me today for doing it. She will yell at me the next time, and there will be a next time. I do it, and I'm not able to help myself. Sorry, honey, you're in for the long haul. Which I am absolutely the lyric corrector. I'm totally the guy. Actually, the lyric is, I'm that guy. Like, yep. Yeah, it's bad. No, I've commented back on James' post, and the one that just I cannot abide is when people sing Comfortably Numb and they say, is there anybody out there instead of in there? It annoys me to no end because that's the line is in there, not out there. And
Tomato.
No. It has very
I've heard it both ways.
I'm sure you sang it both ways. Good golly, Miss Molly. We had the Pop Cannon podcast said, if by snob you mean do I turn my nose up at the idea of listening to some artists and genres and silently but mostly judging, then yes. Yes, that's exactly what we mean.
Yeah, maybe we should have defined snob.
Right.
Well, I did put the definition of snob in the description of the podcast.
Well, that, and I feel like that was exactly it. When you're like, if by snob, do you mean this? Yes,
yep.
exactly.
That's exactly what we mean.
Yes.
So we also, this is great. In addition to all of that great feedback, we had 3 voicemails this week, which are all 3 fun for different reasons. And if you want to get in on this, we love all the written feedback, but I love the voicemails as well. You can drop us a voicemail at 313-364-9899. And if you're in any other country, by the way, because we have a lot of listeners outside the U.S., there's ways to make that call free. So, I wouldn't worry about needing to be in the U.S. to leave that call for us.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Oh, boy.
Because we have a ton of international listeners, but we don't get a lot of voicemails from them. And I want the international listeners to know that online there's ways to make those calls for free. So they don't have to make an international phone call just to leave us a voicemail about our show.
Oh, boy.
Great. So the first voicemail comes from actually fellow Odd Pods show From the Middle. Dylan is a host of that show, and he left us a great story.
What's going on, guys? This is Dylan from the Middle podcast. So I had to call in on the topic of music snobs. So I used to work in an audio store, different than Russ. This was like speaker, home theater, stuff like that. So we're always excited to kind of demo and play around with different movies and music and all kinds of stuff. So I'm talking to somebody at a home theater product at one point, and they asked to listen to some music. They want to hear some music on it, which is exciting. So I asked what kind of music that they like, and they say movie scores. Now I'm even more excited because I love listening to movie scores. So
this is going to get interesting real quick.
my response is usually with that kind of category, cool. So is it okay if I play something from like John Williams, arguably the most popular movie composer in the world? And I get this.
I should stop off. Michelle, John Williams did Raiders of the Lost Ark and Star Wars. I'm sure you've heard of those films. Mm-hmm. 2 of arguably the most recognizable pieces of movie score. So here we go.
I would say Hans Zimmer is up there with him.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Immediate kind of like face from the person that I'm talking to. And the response is, yeah, John Williams, like, I'm in school for music, and like John Williams is like totally overrated and like not even that good. Do you have like something better? My only response to that is like, okay, this is how this is going to be. It's fine if you don't like John Williams, but 2 things. Overrated. I'm not sure somebody gets that many awards for being overrated. Second, not that talented. Again, see response to part 1. I feel like it's not so much about the opinion. It feels like it's always about the presentation of the opinion. So if you don't like John Williams, fine. First of all, most people do. Second, it's just as easy to say, John Williams would be fine, but do you have... And then you can insert other composers, because that's really when it feels snobby, when it's like, not even that good. And then as if they needed to pull in this sort of side justification of me and my friends at music school don't even think he's that good. He's like super overrated. That one always kind of makes me chuckle in hindsight, and not a fast way to make friends. So that's it. Love the show. You guys do a fantastic job. and just had to chime in with that little story.
So I have 2 follow-up questions on that. Number 1, Michelle, do you refer to your time in high school band as music school?
I do. Also, that person was not trying to be friends with you, so.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true.
But they were a fucking snob.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the other question I had for you, Michelle, is that what I need to change? Is it the presentation that's the problem? Is it how aggressive I am about it? Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the issue? So it turns out just calling people an idiot for listening to certain stuff is not the way to go about it.
Some people do respond to that, but not me.
That's true. That's true. Speaking of people not responding to that, I last week shared the story of the Daughtry party that I completely ruined. We have 2 different people have called in about this with references to the whole Daughtry situation. So here goes one.
Hey there, man. This is Mike. I was at the party where that Daughtry bullshit happened. You come a long way, brother. Listen, great episode, but I thought that there was an agreement that nobody was going to talk about Kermit Mulroney or Dermot McKennedy or whatever the hell his name is. That's a trigger word, man. That about made me run off the road or run into something. Oh, maybe that makes me a snob. But great episode. You guys are fantastic. Well done. Peace.
So, couple of things. Yes, Mike was at the party and absolutely was one of the people who left mad because I threw a fit about Daughtry playing. And 2, would you like to say his name again? Well, hold on 1 second. Trigger warning.
Dermot Kennedy.
Okay, so it's not Kermit.
It's not Kermit.
Kim Crawdaddy? Do we need the mom translator?
Yeah. So,
oh, God.
What's funny is I don't even think that Mike will hear that because when I said trigger warning, he probably fast forwarded 30 seconds. And we have one more piece of feedback, and you're never going to believe this, but this is another story about me being a music snob.
So many. I should have called in.
I thought they were going to.
I should have disguised my voice every time. God damn it. This is not Michelle.
All right, so here's the next one we have.
Hi, this is Pat from Minneapolis calling. I wanted to share a story about how I was a victim of music snobbery from Russ. He and I have traveled together many a times, and on this one trip I had worn a Dark Side of the Moon t-shirt that I had picked up off the JCPenney clearance rack. Although I wasn't the biggest Pink Floyd fan, I still enjoyed the music, and Russ and I were sitting around having a couple beers, and he laid into me, and he started off with "Oh, you like Pink Floyd? Tell me 5 songs off that album." It was definitely not what I was expecting from Russ, but this episode really spoke to me as I have been on that side in that conversation with Russ. And on a side note, later that week, we saw Daughtry live. So thanks for the good show, and I hope to listen to more episodes in the near future. Thanks.
That is 1,000% true. We were on a trip in Austin, Texas, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to go to Stubbs Barbecue and see live music." And that's where like Stevie Ray Vaughan came up through there. Like he played, and I was like, "Well, that's a legendary music venue. Like, yes, I'm all, who's playing?" And they were like, "Daughtry." And I was like, "No, thank you." and then he did a terrible version of Purple Rain because it was shortly after Prince had passed away. So it was just double offensive. But having said that, I absolutely pulled the Tell Me 5 songs on Pat.
So do we need a class action lawsuit or something?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think that there needs to be a support group. Have you been personally victimized by Russ Robinson?
Well, we can't make the whole show just people with their stories of being victimized by me, but I feel like there's others out there. I feel like there's definitely others out there. So anyways, we thought that was going to be a fun episode. It was for us to do, and I knew we were going to get some fun feedback. And even though 2 of the 3 voicemails were victims of mine, I'm still okay with that.
And no feedback for me because I'm just wonderful.
That's exactly it.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Every single week, people go on about how much they enjoy everything about you.
I really just can't get on the internet and read it for myself because I just have such a big head already. So I stay humble.
That's it. Yeah. That's the only reason that you don't do anything with our social media at all.
Yep.
That's exactly
it.
To save us from your ego.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is so thoughtful.
I know. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yep. Moving right along. Our jammies. our Jammy Jams, where we talk about what we are listening to. And as always, I'm going to go first, and then Kyle, and then the whole world gets improved. Queen Ego over there going to share her Jammy Jams. I have not talked about this on the show in quite some time, but holy cow, have I been on a Kelly Clarkson kick again this week. And I got in the car the other day, and how it started was I just out of nowhere wanted to hear Mr. Know-It-All, which is not a big single of hers, but it's so good. It's such a great song.
It's not one of my favorites.
It's absolutely one of mine. But it came off the Stronger album, and it was the first single off of it, and then Stronger came out. And just was like, oh, well, this is what everyone's going to know off of this record. It's kind of like Breakaway was the lead single off of Breakaway, and then Since You've Been Gone came out, and no one remembered any other single off of that record. So anyways, I listened to a whole bunch of her older stuff in a row that I haven't listened to in a long time. Mr. Know-It-All, Stronger, Already Gone, which I still think is such a great song, and she got completely screwed by that. Do you remember that with the Ryan Tedder gave her the same beat as he gave Beyonce for Halo?
Yep.
I know you're not supposed to say bad things about Beyonce, but I think Already Gone is 100 times better song than Halo.
I don't really like Beyonce.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either. Oh boy.
Oh, I'm glad we got that out in the open.
313-364-9899.
I get why other people do. She's just not my jam.
No, exactly. And but specific to that, I just think Already Gone is a way better song than Halo. And it's also not Kelly Clarkson's fault that Tedder gave her and Beyonce the same beat, Yeah.
Yes.
So in any case, that one, Miss Independent, which I think is such a jam, should be your theme song. And that is such a jam. And then
You Don't Own Me?
I was listening to a lot of her older stuff, but then I switched over to the newer album, and I Don't Think About You is it's like the best song she's ever going to record. Man, I love that song. So in any case, for me, it's been a big, huge Kelly Clarkson kick this week. Kyle, you picked our review album this week, so I have to assume you listened to that a lot.
I did, but it also led me to listen to older Miguel stuff.
All right. How long has he been around? We can get into this later, but do you know? You don't have to be.
I'll look right now.
All right.
It's already up right here.
I had already brought. I was like, I've never heard of this guy before, and he was all music snobby, like, oh, he's just won a couple Grammys. You never heard of this guy? I was like, shit.
How would you expect that to be a qualifier for her? She's never even seen the Grammys.
Yeah, that's true.
If you show her the Grammys in next February, she's going to be like, they're doing a music award show? How long has this been going on?
You guys should check this out. It's really great.
You guys should tell Mike from Chicago.
His first album came out in 2010. So then I realized after I picked War and Leisure that there are a few other songs on each of his albums that I like, but I also like the progression of, like, I always talk about this, the progression of him as an artist.
Sure.
And like it's progressed, the better production, better just everything as it's gone to what there is now.
Right.
So I did start listening to some of his older stuff. There's a good song called Black Coffee. All I Want Is You.
This is all pre.
Yeah, this is not off War and Leisure.
Right on.
And then, of course, I was listening to that album as well. And then I jumped polar opposite and listened to Chris Stapleton, Traveler.
Oh, yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah, it's a great record.
I can listen to that entire thing through and through.
Yeah.
It's just, it is such a jam.
One of the reasons we started the show was because people are always like, oh, there's no good rock music, when people tell me that there's no good country music, in a row, I say Jamie Johnson, Sturgill Simpson, and Chris Stapleton. Like, how do you think that there's no good country music? On those three artists alone, you have at least 10 years of excellent country music.
Chris Stapleton is the exact country that I like to listen to. It's like soul country.
Yeah.
Like, he just kills everything he touches.
Yeah, Jamie Johnson as well.
Yes.
Same. That song, In Color.
Yes.
By Jamie Johnson.
I can listen to that
right. Repeat. Storyteller type stuff, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm just going to pick random ones to put on the playlist because
that'll be different. Yeah. Michelle will enjoy that. and on her birthday.
Yeah, and it's country, so she'll be even more happy.
Oh, and you know what? I forgot to mention during feedback that we always have a sponsor for every episode, and I might as well put it in here because everybody listens for Michelle's Jammy Jams anyways. This particular episode is brought to you by Pew Pew Lasercraft. We have that partnership with them in their Etsy store. They have all sorts of cool music items on there, and wood and laser engraved and etched items, and it's a lot more than just music related, but their music related stuff is really cool. So if you go to Etsy store and look for Pew Pew Lasercraft and use our code GROOVE, you can get a discount on everything on the site, not just music related stuff, and that's running until the end of June. So that's pretty sweet for everybody. And they are proudly presenting Michelle's Jammy Jams this week.
Specifically.
Yeah, they asked if they could specifically sponsor your Jammy Jams because they always know they're so high quality and that you put so much time and energy into it.
So much time.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, for this week, I actually have listened to the Miguel album probably 6 or 7 times just straight
Which
through.
is good when you're going to review an album.
Yeah, so like that's been mostly what I've been listening to.
So, what do you like off of this album? Oh, I didn't listen to it. Okay, sweet.
But the one, I guess, one other song that just keeps showing up on every playlist and every just in my head all day is "Breakaway" by George Ezra, and it's been one of the songs that just it'll go away from my life for like 6 months, and then it'll just show up, and I'm like, I can't get enough of this song.
I feel like you're not going to know this off the top of your head, and I certainly don't. That's on the second album, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Man, that's a good.
Yeah.
I just made a YouTube video the other day about great sophomore albums because everybody's always like, oh, their debut album was awesome, and then they shit the bed on the second album. So I picked 5 great sophomore records.
Wanted on
Yeah,
Voyage.
that's the first one.
Yeah.
But his second record is great too, though.
Yeah.
That was the first song of his I ever heard, and I was like, oh my God, what is this?
I heard, what was funny is her and I heard George Ezra at the same time, but she sent me Breakaway and was like, you got to hear this. And the night before he was on the Tonight Show and did Budapest.
Yeah.
He did Budapest. And literally the same day I was like, you got to hear this. And both of us were like, oh, it's the same dude.
He also looks nothing like he sounds, which is even funny.
Yeah. He's on my list that I can
I absolutely want to go see.
Need to see him live. Yeah.
Even pre-pandemic though, we were like, why won't George Ezra come to Detroit?
Why won't he come to Detroit?
Yeah, probably because you're here.
Fuck.
Just had a guess.
Well, joke's on him because I will travel.
Even in the middle of the pandemic, I would have traveled just to see him. We get the plane lands, we get off, turn our phones back on, we get an alert the concert's canceled. George Ezra has some sort of personal protection order that went off.
He's put my picture at the airport.
Yep.
This woman's here.
So that one song in particular has been on rotate for you, and then
the Miguel album actually,
the Miguel
on purpose.
So
I wanted to hear it more.
I'm confused because I don't think I've ever heard you say that you listened to an album 7 times all the way through for anything.
I've heard 4 or 5, but I think this is a new high.
We picked that album Monday?
Yeah.
I think I listened to it at least once a day, if not twice a day.
Nice.
Then. I didn't listen to it today, but
all right. Well, we are going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, just listen to a lecture from Michelle on this album. Apparently, I can't wait.
Oh, don't know.
I can't wait for her.
That's as much as I did.
I can't wait for your in-depth, detailed discussion. Like, okay, so there's the one song.
It goes like,
yeah, and then whatever the one song is. I love that one. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Did you read my notes?
Yes. I'm pretty sure I know how your notes go. So we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do the second half of the show. Will be our album review, this time of Miguel's 2017 album, War and Leisure. We will be right back. You're listening to the Infectious Groove Podcast on the Odd Pods Media Network.
Hey there, we're BFYTW Podcast. I'm Pantsless Aaron, I'm the host, and we are 3 silly people playing very silly games for fakey points that don't count for anything. Our permanent team captains are a veteran and a podcaster, and a veteran podcaster, it's Stevie!
Hey guys, it's Midnight Smoke here. I love being funny, goofy, and I'm here for your entertainment.
And his permanent opponent, my oldest friend and a gamer and a storyteller, it's Jorge!
Hey guys, Jorge here, HH_Empire, and I am the logical voice to this Maelstrom of Chaos, sometimes.
Well, if you like silly people playing silly games, then you want to come hang out with us at BFYTW Podcast every week. That's BFYTWpodcast.com.
Hello there. Do you like real-life historical tales? If so, have I got the perfect podcast for you. My name is Alice, and I host the Backtracker History Show. Based in the UK, this self-confessed geek takes you for a stroll down memory lane and shares stories and interesting nuggets of information that has been discovered along the way. From tales of tragedy and sadness to epic stories of human courage or creativity, there are many people in history who have made their mark, however small. You can find it wherever you get your podcasts, and remember to leave a rating or review if you can. If you want to find out more, you can get in touch with me via Twitter or Facebook using @BacktrackerUK with a capital V, capital T, and a capital UK. But until then, Take care, guys, and look after each other.
We are back, and how we've been doing our album reviews is that we started a rotation because way back in season 1, Kyle and I got to have all the fun and pick a bunch of albums for a tournament, and then all the fun was sucked out of it when Michelle judged every week and decided...
All the fun was sucked out of life when I had to listen to them.
Oh, I know. Yeah, well, I mean, we picked such garbage albums as The Dark Side of the Moon, the Metallica's
Pet
Black
Sounds.
album, the Fleetwood Mac's Rumors. Like, these are records no one cares about. Purple Rain, Thriller. Yeah. So, I mean, it was really on Kyle and I that we made bad.
Dermot Kennedy's.
Kermit McDoo or whatever. So, we should have had a trigger warning there. Mike's going to drive off the road again. I just an FYI, trigger warnings are not a gotcha situation. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, man.
So, because of all of that, we decided we were going to start doing album reviews every other episode. And Michelle blessed us with an album choice the first time, and we've been rotating through ever since. Kyle brought us this week's album choice, and it is a 2017 album. It was released December 1st, 2017, so it's like right under the wire for 2017. And it is Miguel, War and Leisure, or War and Leisure, depending on how uppity you are. Michelle with pinkies out says leisure.
Leisure, yeah,
leisure
of course.
For sure. So we've been kind of doing this a little bit more because I'll just ramble about the albums I picked. Kyle, why bring this album to us? Like, what do you... I know we talked in the first half that you liked him in the first place.
Yes. So. It's one of those kind of albums that it's just a feel-good... Like, when I want to get into, like, a happy-go-lucky, like, good mood, I'll put this album on.
Oh, you don't listen to Happy by Pharrell?
I actually referenced this to Michelle about that song. Like, this album makes me happy, unlike the Pharrell song Happy.
Yeah, I think I've covered this with you before, but the song I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett, I do not love that song, but I do love rock and roll. And to me, it's the same thing as you and Happy.
Yeah, see, with this album, it's nothing, it's just upbeat and like positive sounding. Not even the lyrics and whatnot don't even point towards like being overly positive and that kind of stuff. It's just the way it's structured and the way it sounds that puts me into like that mind state.
What you say about the lyrics. So when I started, because I, full disclosure, had never heard Miguel prior to this. So this was, and that's good for me. You know what I mean? To go in fresh and hear something brand new to me. And when I saw it was called War and Leisure, I was like, oh, this is going to be a concept album. It is not a concept album. So
spoiler.
My first listen through, I was listening for a bunch of connections that weren't there. You know, and so I was like, this isn't anywhere near as good as I want it to be. You know, and then I was like, well, wait a minute. I can't put my perception of what it was going to be on him. You know?
Right.
So I did listen to it a bunch of more times, and I picked out stuff that I do like. But I don't know why, but that title, I just was like, oh, well, this is going to be a concept album. Like, everything's going to tie in together. And then it didn't. And that's
on you.
No, that's 100% on me. But I just was like, I don't know why I was expecting. It's probably my Pink Floyd training. Like, as soon as war comes up, I'm like, oh, we're going to talk about war for 40 minutes. Let's do this.
He did go on to say that there are political undertones that he uses throughout the album, which is why it's partially why that gets called War and Leisure. But,
sure.
Yeah. Leisure, my bad, sorry.
And it's so fun. I just listened to a Roger Waters album last night where there's a lyric in it where he says he would say there's a leisure center now, but he says leisure center now, you know, because he's uppity. Yeah. And it's so Roger Waters and Michelle say leisure.
Yes.
Right.
I also chose this album because I knew I had played songs off it from Michelle before.
That was his other girlfriend. It definitely wasn't me.
Yes, my other girlfriend, yes. But I knew that both of you would be like, what are you talking about?
So, I wasn't going to bring this up, but on Monday, we have, the group chat, and Michelle says, what's the album that we're going to, or I think I said, what's the album we're going to do? Asked. And Kyle said, Miguel, War and Leisure. And
without skipping a beat either. He was like, this is it.
And Michelle typed what I thought, which was the who, what now?
Who in the what now?
Yeah. And then there was some scuttlebutt between the two of you about that. And I literally was like, did the Homer Simpson like back into the bushes? And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go listen to this while they argue. Like, I hope mommy doesn't hit daddy.
And thirdly, the reason I chose this is because I like the way he does things, specifically because he does the kind of like Michael Jackson Prince thing where he's always making like the noises and the sounds that go along. Like he's super into what he's doing. Yeah. And I fucking love that.
Michael, I think, did that way more than Prince, like where he was the instrument.
Yeah.
Okay. But I love when other people do
Yeah.
it. You know, like, I mean, I came up on like Bobby McFerrin, you know, where like every sound on the record is him in his body making the noise, you know. So
Farts?
Yeah. yes, as a matter of fact. I think that's in the album version of Don't Worry Be Happy. It's not in the radio edit, but yeah, it's in there. So having said that, that's why we're taking a look at the record, which is great. And for me, I think anybody that knows me personally that listens to the show will probably be like, oh, this was a struggle for him, you know, because it says this record wasn't made for me. You know what I mean? Like this isn't in my...
but brand new and now Miguel?
Yeah, I know. Really. Can we please bring this back around to stuff I've at least heard?
Okay, old man.
But no, that's the thing, is that's great for me. You know what I mean? To be exposed to new stuff. And that's one of the things I always mention on Friday nights. We have people over to play records, and I've heard so many things in the past 10 years that I would never have picked up a Sturgill Simpson record on my own. But somebody else brought it over.
Damn it, Joe.
And I love, well, everyone but you loves Sturgill Simpson.
Yeah, literally.
So literally everyone but you. And so with this, it's the same thing. Now, we'll get to it. I'm going to tell you, this isn't like my favorite record ever all of a sudden, but I would have never heard this if it wasn't for this situation. And I did find things on it that I like a lot. You know what I mean? So, and apparently Michelle must have, if you listened to it a whole bunch of times. Or were you just doing your job? Okay. You know what? It's your birthday. I won't make you answer that.
No. Do you want to explain it now?
Well, yeah, save it for open discussion. So let's get into the whole how we do things structured wise. So we always talk about the best tracks on the record first. Since you brought it to us, Kyle, what do you think the best? And I always like to give the reminder. Remember, if I didn't do this for a Prince album, don't do it for your albums either. Don't say all of them.
Yeah. No.
What do you think are the cream of the crop on this record?
Literally, the first half of the album is my favorite. So,
I'm with you.
Yes, everything from Criminal all the way to Banana Clip are like my favorite songs.
This is so
album.
funny. I'm like exactly the opposite of you guys, but and that's fine. But go on.
So 1 through 4 are my. I think that's what keeps me listening to the record, is because it opens with that, and then it just continues, and then I just continue to listen.
Okay.
And I absolutely like the first portion more than the second portion.
That's literally all of the tracks I like are all in the second half of the record. I don't want to say all the tracks I like. There's nothing. I will say there's nothing I hated on here. But
Did you say it's sticker free?
No. It's definitely got stickers on it. But anyways, go on, Kyle.
So but to elaborate on that, "Told You So" is one of my favorite songs on the record, which happens later in the album.
I have for my notes. I have the best production on this album.
Yes, that song is fantastic.
I just have in general, I put "Start Strong" but is lackluster at the end. So like for the whole album, that's how I.
This is like a peek into why you and I shouldn't discuss music. Because this is like exactly the opposite of how I feel about it.
Well, you're wrong.
My notes for Criminal, Pineapple Sky, Skywalker, Banana Clip we'll get into when we get into stinkers, because I thought they were all stinkers.
My favorites were Criminal, Pineapple Skies, and Skywalker.
Let me say
Banana Clip was good too.
My favorite tracks were Wolf, Harem, Told You So, which I thought was the best production on the record, and then Caramello Duro, I'm guessing is the name of that song. It looks like that's how it would be pronounced. And then I personally think that the last song on the record,
Caramello Duro.
Okay, and I think "Come Through and Chill" is the best track on the album. The last song on the
that's
album.
literally on my stinker list.
Yeah, it was one of the singles.
Well,
so
it's on your stinker list.
Stinkers for me were "Come Through."
Well, hold on, we'll get to stinkers in a minute. You just not so much with J. Cole then, because
I was going to say you put a J. Cole song on a stinker list.
My note for "Come Through and Chill" says this is the best track on the album. Thanks, J. Cole. So
I guess not. I guess I have a beef with J. Cole.
She doesn't know who that is either, so it's fine.
Michelle Beef. Oh boy,
no clue who that is.
So, do you, objectively looking at this record, Kyle, do you have any stinkers, or is it all good?
No, I don't.
Not having stinkers doesn't mean it's then you just think it's the greatest album ever, but there's nothing on it that you're like, oh, this is, I don't want to hear this again.
No. See, I didn't realize this until we started doing this, is that there's so many records I listen to all the way through all the time.
Yeah.
I will go and pick out, like, "I Told You So" and Pineapple Skies and listen to them, like, on their own.
Right.
But when I listen to this, I typically will listen to the entire thing all the way through because I just enjoy listening to it.
Michelle, well, other than your beef with J. Cole, which is I didn't even read about on Double XL or TMZ. I didn't even read about this yet. So you got beef with J. Cole. So come through and chill. The best track on the record is Your Stinker.
Anointed and Now.
Okay.
Now is, I feel like every time I get to the end of the album, now that I've listened to it, I just skip that track. I just can't. I can't anymore.
I move this over here so you can see my notes. Anointed, look at all caps. Stinker. Right there in all caps. This song should not have made the album is what my next note is.
I can't agree more. I just feel like it didn't work.
My notes for now, though, is I just don't think it was the right choice for the album closer because I think the production is too cluttered. Like, it sounds like they lost control of the album at the end. But then again, it comes right after a stinker, so maybe they were trying to swing it up.
I would encourage both of you to go listen to some of his older stuff and see how much more. To me, it's he grew so much that it's like so much more polished. A project now that he does is so much more polished than the stuff that he originally had come out with. Like, he found himself when he was like doing this shit,
right? Which is. We talk about that all the time. The artist evolution is a huge thing.
Yes.
And I know it's a running joke. I always tie everything back into Pink Floyd. And I've said this on the show before, but if you listen to parts of the first 6 Pink Floyd records, you will be like, stop doing this. Who gave these guys instruments, right? But if you listen to other parts of those records, you can hear them becoming a band good enough to make The Dark Side of the Moon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love that. I love, like, for this, I would love to go back to listen to his old stuff and be like, boy, you got better at that. You know, or like, oh, there's a flash of that. You know, well, like Prince. If you listen to Controversy through Parade, you can hear the guy becoming good enough to make Sign of the Times.
Yeah. And I also like the fact that a lot of his stuff is, even the earlier stuff is like, it's like super sexual, but like not like gross sexual. Mm-hmm. It's just like sexy. Mm-hmm. And like Prince did a lot of that kind of stuff too. Yeah.
Oh, he did both.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
He did both. There are literally Prince tracks where I'm like, ooh.
Yes.
Like, don't stop it. Don't say that.
I feel like Now should have been a bonus track that you had to listen to, like all of the Anointed, and then like 10 minutes later that comes on.
Yeah.
Like, and then you're just like, oh, okay.
Harkening back to the 90s CD.
Yeah, that's how I felt it should be. I don't think you should.
Unfortunately, this came out way after we had to wait for those kind of things. I miss those days. Damn it.
Yeah, that was kind of cool to figure out.
Yeah, I think Nine Inch Nails' Downward Spiral was probably the first one I heard where I was like, wait a minute.
Marilyn Manson does it.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was never a cool one. You just waited until it and you were like, oh, that's cool, it's secret, but like it didn't make the album for a reason.
We're way off the reservation here, but do you remember the band Cracker? That's Low? Okay, there is a song on that album. The album that's from the album Kerosene Hat. I know you know all of this, Michelle, but I'm just saying it for the listeners.
Thank you.
And there's a song that's like the 70th track on the record, so it's called Euro Trash Girl, and it's like better than their single Low, which was the only song they were known for. Really, they were known for something else. But anyways, I'm going to get us back on track. So as far as general discussion goes on this record, I will tell you what I put kind of as like my recap, and I think makes at least a little more clear my thoughts on the first half of the record versus the second half. So for me, the album doesn't even kick in until the 5th track. And
wrong.
Wrong. You're wrong.
So, for me, I think Criminal is probably, I'm judging this against a bunch of other things that I've heard like it. The record kicks off with a standard rap bragging track, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm better at this thing. But like, I've heard that done a lot better. So I'm just like, oh, I wanted this to come out of the gate stronger. And then the next couple of songs are nondescript to me. Like, they're not, like, I would never be like, oh, Jesus, don't play that song. But I would never be like, oh, put that on for sure. And then Wolf is the song where I'm like, oh, okay, now we're getting down to business. Like, now we've got focus. Now there's not a theme. James Hetfield, from his interview earlier this week, where he was pre-interviewed for this episode.
You finally figure out how to use your phone now? It's amazing.
Yeah, how about that? So for me, and then from there out, there's only there's 2 tracks. City of Angels is kind of a letdown, and then the other, Anointed, is terrible. And other than that, the record is way more focused from that point on for me and how I listen to it. You know what I mean? And it's become obvious to me that I listen to it wrong somehow.
I think you did it wrong, yes.
So, and then to get back to what you were talking about, Kyle, one of the things that I thought about this, like I put, because one of the questions I always ask at the end is, would you buy this record? I would put this on in the background all day long. Yeah. Like you were saying, like you just put it on and listen to it or whatever. So I would put this record on in the background all day long. Michelle, because you're new to this record and ended up liking the wrong part of it a lot.
I think you're confused with yourself.
Would you, before we even get to the whole, would you buy this record, would you choose to, like in 2 months, in 2 minutes when you've completely forgotten that this album exists, would you go and just put it on?
I would put it on. So the reason that I listened to it so many times is there was nothing really that, like, I had a hard time, which this is probably just me because I have a hard time with this in general. It's just paying attention. Like right now, like I would put it on.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And so like I would find myself like not ignoring it and not being mad, not skipping tracks about it, but just like putting it on. And then like, I'm like, shit, like, now is on.
This is like exactly the opposite of how I felt song wise. Like the first 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the first 4 songs that
are the best songs.
Right, those are the ones where I'm like, oh, this album is happening. I had to like refocus. I would be like, oh wait, I'm supposed to be listening to this intently for review. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when Wolf kicks in, I'm like, oh nope, now we're cooking with grease. You know what I mean?
So I like the beginning a lot, and then I would just drift off.
And then yeah, I feel like maybe it's an attention span problem with you. Like I've noticed that albums fall off for you round about the 5th track.
Yeah, it's my life right now. I can't even pay attention to one thing at a time. So
now we always get into the would you buy this record? For me, I wouldn't buy this, but that's not an indictment on the record. It's just that for me, it would be a background thing, and music is always very front and center for me. When I buy a record, it's because I'm going to put it on and intently listen to it, or continually talk to other people about how they should be intently listening to what I'm listening to. Whereas for this, I would just put it on in the background. So I would stream it all day for sure. Like or if you came over and you were like, hey, let's play this, I wouldn't be like, oh, no, play that garbage. You know, it's not like it's Kermit Mulroney, but
or Daughtry.
Yeah, or Daughtry. Flashbacks.
I'm picking that next time.
Please get me his entire catalog on vinyl signed. I appreciate it. So for you, Kyle, like have you bought this record?
No,
or would you?
I was gonna say 1,000% yes, and I almost did the other day. I did not pull the trigger though.
But you decided that you didn't want to get killed over vinyl showing up at the house.
Yes.
Still. Michelle, how do you feel about it? Would you go and purchase it? Like if someone, took you to the record store, would you?
I would purchase it for Kyle, but I wouldn't purchase it for myself. Like I would like to have it.
Something?
So that's God. So that's no then, because you would never buy it for someone else.
Yeah, see that's
like it would be an album that like I wouldn't mind owning, but I wouldn't specifically go to the store for it. But I know he likes it, so it was 2 birds, 1 stone. I would buy it for him, and then he'd be so happy.
So that's accurate. I'm not used to you saying that you do.
I was
going to
say, is this new?
Yeah,
you doing
that
anything?
Sounds new. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Did you hear about that hot new release from Michelle? No, would she come out with a single? No, she's just in general going to try and make other people happy now.
Oh, no, not other people, just one. Just one. I can just do one person, okay?
That's about it.
That's not even all the time.
So, as far as his career trajectory goes, you off air, I asked you if this was his latest record. You said no, he had one since. Is he continuing to grow as an artist, like on the record after, or?
I only gave his new record a brief, like once over, and it didn't hook me in. Like,
well, that's kind of an indictment. If anything didn't grab you,
it did not hook me in. Though I wasn't looking. I was just like, oh, he has a new project out. Like I want to listen to it, and I probably wasn't even paying attention very much to even give it a good go, but. It did not grab me like this album did.
Okay, so TBD.
Yeah,
because
TBD.
Yeah, because I wouldn't ask you to give a full like rundown of what you think if he evolved or not.
Yeah,
based on something.
If you're gonna explore him, I would go back instead of forward.
So this isn't a question we always ask, but with this one specifically, I feel like a lot of listeners are probably gonna maybe not as drastic as Michelle and I are like who. But a lot of listeners might be like, oh, I've heard of him, but haven't heard that record. If you were going to say to somebody, like, this is the one track you have to hear off of this record, what do you think it would be? And I know I'm putting you on the spot, but what is the one that you would just go,
Pineapple Skies.
Okay, check this out, and if you like that, then you'll like the rest.
Followed by Told You So.
Okay. Which, by the way, as soon as I saw the title of that, I had Randy Travis stuck in my head. And I wanted so badly for it to have a sample, and it turns out it does not. I didn't detract points from that song over that, but I wanted it to have
You
it.
did, mentally.
Was there one for you, Michelle? Was there, or just stop after 5? Is that
4?
After 4, that's yours.
I mean, like the
Boy,
rest
I'm
of
glad that she didn't tell me that, because if I listened to the first 4 tracks, I would have been like, this album's terrible.
I wouldn't, like I said, there was nothing on the record that I would, except for Now, and that was just at the end of the album anyways. There was nothing on. It's fine.
Yeah, you know how it doesn't matter anymore when the album's still going.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so glad you guys get it. There was nothing on the record that I was finding myself wanting to fast forward through or skip to the next track. I would just put it on and listen to it all the way through, and then that was it. The end.
Well, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Thanks for that rundown. So anyways, I think this series has been a lot of fun. I did, as soon as that came out, that choice, I was like, okay, well, I've never heard that. And then the more I thought about it, even while I was listening to it, the more I was like, well, that's really good. Like that we have the diversity, and like something that I would love for, and I know jokingly we had a lot of people be like, I tried Brand New and that didn't work out well. You know what I mean? But I feel like
they're wrong too.
I feel like there's going to be people who are going to listen to this that would have never listened to it.
I didn't want to choose something that everyone's already heard of.
Sure.
Or heard in
Which
general.
is, by the way, my whole list. It's all albums everyone already knows.
After he picked this, he's like, I should have picked Sturgill Simpson. No.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah, I had a second thought. I was like, God damn it, I should have done
one?
that.
Which one? Sailor's Guide.
Ooh, Sailor's Guide to Earth. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Please make that your next choice.
Oh my God.
Boy, I love that album. My pre-review, no stickers.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, well, I don't know.
Been nice knowing you. We're going to need a new co-host.
We just did the album review. No stinkers, you love it. I don't like it. The end.
Oh, so there's no need for everyone to listen to it.
There's no need for anybody to talk about it anymore.
So that is our wrap-up on the Miguel album, War and Leisure, from 2017. I do encourage, let me say this, I'm certain that the people that know me that listen to the show are probably like, I can't believe you listened to that. I'm encouraging people to take a listen to that. And I
Didn't
think
you think it was just a little Mayor Hawthorne-esque in the beginning?
No. I thought
No.
That did
You just offended him by saying that.
That did come off more hostile than I meant it. I will say that Pineapple Sky, in my notes, I have that it's a Bruno Mars JT type song. So
I feel like the word idiot should have came after no. No,
idiot.
I'll just shut the fuck up.
It's
fine.
Thank you. Finally. So anyways, that is our rundown. I do openly encourage people to listen to this record, and we get a lot of compliments on the show. People are always like, oh, Kyle's so diverse. He's listening to a bunch of different stuff. And we joke about the Kyle bump. Like, go listen to this record and see what you think.
I am curious if it... See, I don't even know why it makes me feel like all like happy and like giddy. It has that effect on me. I'm curious to see when other people listen to it, if they get that same feeling from listening.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you skip the first 4 tracks.
No, that is the ones that do it. Does it give you antsies in your pantsies?
We may have to make that a sticker or a shirt. So next week, what we are going to do is we're going to circle back to a topic we've touched on.
Wait, we didn't give this thing a rating yet.
Oh, holy cow. You're so right. I'm sorry. So what is the rating of the record? And we always do this on 1 to 10, 10 being the best, which Michelle will never give out. 1 being, I'm certain, some album in the future that I choose. Michelle will give it a 1. And 5
just
being
because you chose it.
Exactly. Yeah, just because it was something I chose. And so, I don't know, since you picked this, we'll go with you first. Kyle, what's your rating?
I'm going to go with like a 7. My reasoning for that is, though I picked the record, there's not enough on it to justify a higher rating than that. Like, I love the songs I love on it, but there's not enough.
I can hear that. Like, in it, I know we labored the point about how I like the exact opposite side of the record that you guys do, but I feel the same way. That like, there's not enough on it to make me throw it down in the 5 or below. Okay, it's not brand new. It's I need like 5 or below. But there's nothing on it that I love enough to be like, yes, 8, 9, 10.
Right.
Miguel himself is waiting to see what the future of his record sales are. Will you please give his album a rating so everyone knows if they should buy it or not?
6.5.
6.5. This is the first 0.5 we've had.
Oh, boy.
Well, I couldn't say the same thing as Kyle.
Oh,
so.
no one cares about why. I just wanted your number. No, why is what's the half point for?
Yeah, what's the 0.5?
For luck.
For funsies.
It's just there for me. I really enjoy the first half of the record. The second half is just there. There was nothing on there that I was like, I need to hear this specific song again, or this really speaks to me. But it was just, it's a good album. I would definitely put it on.
Would you say that music in general is just there for you?
Sometimes.
We've had our listeners accuse her of that. I don't know why, but I'm super scatterbrained today, so thank you for reminding me that we didn't actually do the ratings of the album, because I remember that about midnight tonight, after there's no way to tack it onto the show. I just text you guys and punch it in audio-wise. Thank you very much for doing that. So next week, what we're going to do is we're going to have... I already did.
No, you didn't.
I absolutely did. I gave it the same rating Kyle did. I gave it the exact same rating Kyle did, and then I explained why.
When
Kyle gave his rating.
We both didn't hear it. Two people in this room did not hear you say anything about your rating.
I don't ever encourage you guys to listen to our own show, but Monday when this comes out, listen to that. Mike from Chicago.
I did.
Listen to that.
He did. I heard him agree.
Yeah.
But I
said I wouldn't put it down in 6 territory.
Yes,
There's a reason why I wouldn't put it down in 6 territory.
No, you said I wouldn't give it less than a 5. That's all you said.
No, I said brand new deserved a 5. And then I explained. Right now the listeners are like, why is this happening? He just talked about this.
I have a listening problem.
You're damn right you do. And our listeners have a Michelle problem. So, yes, my score was and still is a 7, a full 2 minutes later.
A full 7, just 0.0.
Yeah. No, hold on. I'm going to revise it. It's a 6.75.
See?
Yeah. And but for exactly the same reasons Kyle said. There's nothing on here that I hate, except for the one song is terrible. But that's not enough for me to throw it down in brand new territory. Which by the way is how I will forever refer to a 5 as brand new territory.
Or Pet Sounds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, for you, yes,
for everyone.
So I am desperately trying to get to the end of this. keep getting, and rightfully so in some cases. In one case, I was rightfully corrected, and in a whole other, not even a little bit. Next week, we are going to talk about Record Store Day in general. We're not going to do a critique of this year's list, which, by the way, is garbage. I might do a YouTube video on the list, but I think in general we're going to talk about it, and I think it's going to be unique for us because Michelle's been to at least one Record Store Day, but you own a lot of Record Store Day releases.
I do.
I've been to a ton of all of them for the past 10 years at least, and I own a lot of Record Store Day releases. Kyle has yet to go to a record store in his life, so
I also don't own any Record Store Day records.
Well, I mean, you do.
Yes.
I mean, they're in the house you live in.
Yes, I've never actually purchased one, whether it be on the internet or wherever else. I've never
Our
actually.
record collection is now combined into one, so I mean that. Right. That's how that works, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be harder in a couple of years when you guys have to separate it, but whatever. That's whatever. So, having said that, I think it'll be fun because we all three have totally unique perspectives on Record Store Day. So, it'll be at least a fun thing for us to talk about, and timely because Record Store Day got moved to June and July this year. So, we're going to get a little bit ahead of it with our discussion on that. So, that is what we are going to be up to. And then, of course, going forward, we are on Baby Watch. So, one of these episodes the audience hears might just be the season finale, and then we'll update everybody on social media as to what's going on. We'll take a couple week break, but until the baby arrives, until it makes its grand entrance, we are going to continue doing episodes. And then
is it a grand entrance or a grand exit?
Well, depending on your perspective, I guess. Like we always say about this time, without music, life would be a mistake. Bye.
The Infectious Groove podcast is hosted by Russ Robinson, Kyle Wimple, and Michelle Koselecki. Produced and edited by Russ Robinson. Intro and outro music composed by Chris Kimmel. Opening credits read by Stacey Robinson. Recorded with a Rode Podcaster Pro and Rode Pod mics.